Something else, I'm not going to do it on the regular meal time. This is special enough. It deserves its own dedicated unboxing. We are famous for our unboxings. We do have 1.65. So this is going to be a dedicated unboxing. But this just came in the mail. Look at that. I'm going to do an unboxing on this separate. Right now, I'm just looking at it. I like the fact that it's taped up. It's got Chevrolet tape on it. It's got the bow tie. It's just kind of cool. I like it. So I'm going to kind of hang on to it for a little bit and kind of keep it nice. Kind of like what I did with my Carnival towel. Okay guys, this is the special unboxing I've been talking about. I received this in the mail. Obviously you see it says Corvette. It's got the C7. I've been saving this. I don't know why. I don't want to open it. It just kind of feels special. But I figured if I should open it, it really should be on a dedicated unboxing. So I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm going to have to cut that tape. I hate to do it. I don't know how else to get that tape off. So here goes. Use certified razor blade here. I'll try and cut just the tape. So again, this is a pretty big deal. Not just the product, the unboxing. The unboxing is where we get our big views. That's where we make our real money. YouTube doesn't pay us a whole lot until we do an unboxing. And it's pretty insane how much money we make. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start from this end. I think we're gonna go all the way down in one go. Or should I start in the middle? No, I'm gonna start at that end. I think it's the best way to do it, guys. Okay, I'm halfway. This is the halfway point. There's no turning back, because if you do, you're gonna cut it twice. So I might as well just keep going. The film didn't freeze, I just stopped. I was just trying to think of something else to say. So here we go. We're going all the way to the end. It's officially cut. This is, the next stage is of course going to be opening this and actually seeing what it is. I don't know if I should try and put a commercial in here or maybe make a part. I'm just going to go for it. I think the film didn't freeze. So, and there it is. You want to hear a stupid story? 5 people are going to think this is hilarious. The other 100 people are going to think I'm absolutely nuts. Went on a Carnival cruise ship with my wife. For some reason, I was really impressed by the Carnival towels you get on the ship. The Carnival towel is a big, thick towel. I'm 6 foot, and the towels are about this tall, this wide. They're super thick, super fluffy. They're fantastic. Best towel I've ever seen. We'd been using it all week. It came to the last day. You get a little piece of paper in your room saying, you can buy the towel, you can buy your pillows, you can buy your bed, you can buy the sheets. I saw that towel. I went down to the guest services. I bought a towel. I think it was 25 bucks. I thought that was an absolute bargain. I bought the towel, kept it in the plastic, put it in my suitcase, took it home. Didn't tell my wife anything about it. She finds it, puts it into circulation. The towel's ruined. I kept that thing a number of years. I don't want to tell you how many years because you're going to think I'm really nuts, but I kept that thing mint. I don't know why. I was just impressed with it. I liked it. I didn't want to use it. Kids dry themselves on it. It goes to the beach. It gets sand in it. It's been through the washer like 12 times. It's ruined. So I'm going to keep that one nice. You guys can relate to me. I know you do. Okay, so this is an BMW. For you BMW guys, hopefully you probably know the details more on this than we do. This is a customer that was referred by a good friend of ours and is very specific for what he wants. It's something small, but it means a lot to get it the way he wants it. I guess this isn't the factory muffler for it. As you see, the tip is a turn down, but it doesn't fit in this cutout at all. Again, I apologize. I don't know what bumper this is. I don't know what exhaust it is. You BMW enthusiasts will be able to tell us in the comments what this is. But he loves everything about it. He loves the sound. As you see, there's a resonator there. It's a single muffler. The bumper's cut out for a single. But of course, when you look at the back of the car, you see this. It looks like your mom's SUV here. But of course, it's a BMW. He doesn't want that look. So he wants a tip put in centered here. Part of the challenge is this distance here. It's from this to here is about 6 inches. So trying to get a tip to fit in the middle and then have this offset, this is gonna have to basically come off and kick over to get center. It's basically gonna envision a 45 and a 45 to get into the middle, and then the tip is gonna be pretty short to fit in this opening here. So we have one of our LHT tips that one of the other reasons we like it is it's one that we can cut and alter and do whatever we need to get it where it's going to fit here and then be short enough that we can make the jog over here. Does that make sense? So we got 2 or 3 tips. The one we're going to use is our larger tip because this is a bigger. Let me go show you.
I had both. I didn't know. I haven't quite seen it yet.
Yeah, that one looks like it will fit that opening better.
Yeah. Just
because it's a pretty big size. I was showing him flip it the other way and point it that way, just so you can see the cutout.
Yeah, how
so,
big it is. Okay.
Yeah, and it kind of is proportionate. If we drop it down, so it's down about 3/4 of an inch, that opening is kind of proportionate. This is a double layer, so it's like a double wall tip. So this can be cut down, this can be cut down. So we could make this tip essentially the outer part this length and then cut the middle and make this jog over to fit that opening. This is one of our other tips. This is a 3.5 inch tip. This is a 4 inch outer diameter tip. As you see, it just looks a little puny in there. He doesn't want the really crazy look, but he wants it to look proportionate. Or you could do a big tip, little tip. Wonder where I've seen that before. It has M5 parts on it, I guess. He's been doing some M5 improvements. So there's the tip. Look how proportionate that looks to the car. Again, we have to shorten the tip and do a jog there. It's actually a little bit more time consuming than you would think to get it absolutely perfect. But now it looks absolutely perfect. It suits the car. It's not really going to change the sound. It might be a little bit because it's a larger diameter. It's going to be very minimal. If anything, it'll just get a little bit deeper.
You can see the more time doing part 2 is the bodies here. We showed it was double wall. That's that long. You look in there, my weld is in there.
So the pipe
I left that longer so it looks better.
The pipe actually protrudes into here where it joins, which is about here. But the body looks longer, so it looks beefy. You don't just see on the side, you see a little tiny tip. You see where the muffler is. There's not a lot of room in there. So it takes a little bit more time, but it definitely looks better. It's more rewarding, the finished article. So let's put it down and let's get a quick sound clip, even though it's not going to really be any louder. You never know. All right, give it a rev. It don't really sound any different, but it certainly looks better. Nice. I think he's going to be happy with that. All right, so this is the front. We still have the panels to go in there, the fender cover panels, covers, whatever you call them, fender well, I don't know. That suspension is going to come out. This is KYB's with ground controls. It's actually a good setup, but we're changing that to the Skunk Pro C. Brakes are going to come off. Not exactly sure what we're going to do. Probably put new rotors and lines and pads. The pads look like they're in good shape, but we're probably going to do one of our LHT brake upgrade packages. It's kind of, you know, one of those proven packages that we like. We use on the S2000s a lot. And then we'll paint and clean, powder coat, replace bolts, all that good stuff, make this look pretty. But wanted to show you what it looked like before we tear it apart. Okay, so I'm heading over to AB Powder Coat right now. We're going to take a look at one of the wheels for the Corvette, the blue wheels that we sent over there. They're stripped them and they're doing a sample of one so we can get an idea of the color. Just make sure it's what I am looking for, make sure it's going to suit the car. So I'll show you that in a minute. Real quick, just like a little vlog, kind of just tell you what's going on. If you're not watching it, click on the playlist and check out the red Integra. It's coming together. It's on the dyno right now. We did 4 or 5 runs. It's about 90% tuned. Do plan to go over the tune and get it a little bit closer. Again, just beauty of owning your own dyno. You're not on a time constraint. You're not paying by the hour, so you don't feel the need to rush it. I can take, you know, 3-4 hours just to clean up the air-fuel ratio in a certain load or a certain RPM cell, so we can get it absolutely perfect. The next thing, let's see, we are going to SEMA. I'm taking George, that's kind of like part of his bonus, kind of part of working for a performance shop, kind of little vacation. So I'm paying his trip out there. Plus we'll meet two of the other guys. If you watch any of our channel from way back, there's two other guys I go with. Good friend of mine, Mike, another good friend, Steve. They're kind of like part of the LHT crew. They're not directly working for the company, but they're, you know, kind of like our outside people for the company. Can't really tell you too much more than that. So we'll be out there for a week. If you do plan, those railroad tracks beat you up. If you do plan to be out in Vegas, hit me up. I'm gonna try and do not like a meet and greet like we're movie stars or anything, but it's always nice to meet other car guys, people that follow us, people that like us, because that just means we have the same mindset. It's kind of like meeting a friend. We just had a follower come from, he was actually on vacation, but he was from Ireland. He came by the shop just to say hi. We chit-chatted for 15 minutes. It's like I've known the guy, you know, for 10 years. We kind of think alike. He worked on old, like, British cars, so that's couldn't be further away from what we do. But then again, it's the same thing. He has the same passion, the same love to take something that he likes, tweak it, modify it, repair it, improve it, personalize it, all that good stuff. And that's the big thing here. That's what I try and drum into not just our followers, but car guys. This mentality of you don't drive what I drive, so therefore I hate what you drive. It's just, there is no space for that in this world. It's a common passion. You have a car, I have a motorcycle, I have a plane. It's the same passion. It's mechanical love, and it's something that you work hard for. It's what drives you. It's what makes you get up early every day and sometimes work weekends and nights to achieve. It's the common thing. It crosses boundaries. It crosses language barriers. I was at SEMA 2 years ago having a conversation with a guy from a different country. Didn't understand a word he said. He didn't understand me, but we used our phones to do the translation. It was like the craziest thing. He would say something, he'd jabber into his phone, he'd hold his phone up, I would read it. We had a 20-minute conversation over our phones, standing in front of each other. I mean, that's exactly my point. So I try and drum that into people. Next thing is the Corvette. I don't have time to drive it. I know people are gonna go, ooh, first world problems. Between being busy at the shop, busy any spare moment we have, we're working on the Integra. Of course, I have a family, and then my daddy's in town, so rather than driving home and spending time with him, I could just jump in the Corvette and go drive for an hour and go put miles on it, but that won't really be the right thing to do. So the Corvette is just kind of chilling right now, and of course it's staying extra clean. Look at the weather. If you was a Corvette guy, you wouldn't dream of taking your car out in this. And again, it's funny. It's that Corvette guy mentality, and I used to make fun of it, and I still joke about it. But not all of the guys are the same, but I kind of get this idea that the Corvette guys that I run into, they're not wealthy, they're not buying a supercar because it's the next thing, and they're not buying a $150,000 car because it's cool. It's a sports car that is obtainable, but they have still worked their tail off to get, and because of that, they want to be proud of it, they want to take care of it, they want to pamper it, they want to keep it as nice as they can. It's kind of like, you know, that thing that you've worked so hard for, now you've got it, it's your prized possession. So I'm kind of getting that from the Corvette crowd. Of course, there's a weird, there's like a weird group in every car genre. It's just the way it is, but that's kind of what I get from that. So a Corvette guy, he would never go out in this. You've seen the memes where there's a Corvette parked outside the guy's house. They got like 3 inches of snow, and the title was part out. So that's kind of that mentality. I thought it was kind of funny. So let's get to Austin's. Let me stop jabbering now. So it's kind of hard to get perspective here because of course there's no sun, but that's the color. What do you call this, Austin?
I haven't even thought of a thing yet. I just took a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
And then just sprayed it?
This is my rendition of, what is it, the platinum satin? Satin platinum?
Satin platinum, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so when he comes up with a name, that's going to be his signature color. But we'll see when it's on the wheels. But yeah, I think that's it. Go with that.
Cool. Awesome.
Perfect.
Glad to hear it, man.
Awesome. Okay, so that is the color sample. I think that is going to work out perfect for that car. I didn't want shiny. I wanted kind of a flat clear, and I wanted that dark silver look. So I think that's going to look perfect. He's going to have those. He's stripping the wheels right now. He has to prime them and do whatever he does. He primes them, then puts the color on, then puts the satin clear. Then we'll get a better look of how they're going to be. So next is going to be the Integra wheels. The Integra, once we're finished doing the final tune, which I'm going to actually go back. I'm heading back to the shop right now, and we have a coupler-hour window. We have a car coming from California, and of course it's late. So we've been fitting in other work, trying to anticipate this car to come. The cars that were booked in at the end of the week, we brought in early to do so that we could try and keep something going smooth, because this car's late. So we have about a 2-hour window. So I'm going to get back on the dyno, plug the laptop in, do a little bit more tweaking with the Integra. Once the Integra tune is absolutely perfect and I'm happy with it, we'll take the Integra off the dyno, take it apart again, take the wheels and tires off it, take the suspension components off, and they're going to send out to Austin and get powder coated along with the wheels, and it doesn't have to move while that's going on. The driver's seat can be refinished. The passenger seat is done. I'm happy with that. The driver's seat needs to be done, and it takes 3 or 4 days of clean in, let it dry, clean in, let it dry, brush it, check it, dye it, let the dye fully cure, brush it again to try and get the dye to look natural. And I'm really happy the way the passenger side seat turned out. So if you're not watching that, go to the playlist, check out Integra. There's I think we're up to episode 6 of the assemble. If you go prior to that, there is the video of taking it apart and prepping it and building the engine. It's kind of a long series, so if you have the time, go ahead and watch that. And of course, if you like it, give us a subscribe and click the bell. So a quick update on the rattle. We'll talk about that soon, but it has something to do with this, and it has something to do with those. Well, we're also changing the turbo. We have another turbo right here, just a slight change of plan. This car has got into a slightly nicer build level than I was expecting. So the turbo that we originally started off was more of a budget turbo, so now we've gone to a little bit better turbo, a little bit more efficiency. So we'll talk about that on the Integra videos, so watch out for that. These parts here are grouped together. They're going to get sent out and powder coated. The lower control arms and tie bar, and then of course the brackets for the cross member bar, the factory Type R cross member bar. It has the bar that goes across here. Those brackets are going to get powder coated. You can see everything looks good. We kind of had a peek around in here. Everything looks clean. Everything is burning well. The motor is breaking in nicely. The motor is pretty much broken, so we have to drain the oil, of course, to take the turbo off. So when it goes back together, I think Mobile 1 is going to go back in there, and the motor is sealed up, because first couple of runs, it was kind of venting a little bit of steamy smoke coming out the breathers. After 4th, 5th run, it's clean as a whistle. So I would say the rings are broken in. We haven't addressed this yet, but just to let you know, the dash 4 line didn't fix it, so I think the fix is going to be to change the springs. It's not working right. It's not really hurting anything, but it's not working right. So it's kind of frustrating when you've done the whole entire build, and the only thing that doesn't work is the part that you bolt on. So just so I'd never put a timeline on this, so if somebody watches this, they never know when things are recorded. It's early in the morning, it's just now getting daylight, nobody else is here. I tend to get here early to try and catch up on a few things. If I work on the car, if I email, if I edit videos, I tend to do that earlier in the morning. So that's what's going on. We have 2 cars supposed to be showing up today. The one from California still hasn't got here, but now it's due here today. And then we have another one from Georgia. So we're going to be working on those, so watch out for those videos. But right now, this is the end of this vlog because I tend to chat way too much. So I'm going to load this onto the computer and send it to you. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Again, it's not about getting views. It's about kind of sharing what's going on here. So this is what is going on at my computer right now. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.